Hi everybody, and welcome to First Generation College Students Session 1, Defining First Generation and Barriers to College. Hi everybody and welcome. I'm Ms. Fernandez. I am a Latinx First Generation student, a DePaul University graduate student, currently a high school counselor intern and testing coordinator at Loyola Academy. And I'm also the Culture Club moderator for Unidos at Loyola Academy. So for today's agenda, we're going to do a pre-test. We're going to define first generation student. We're going to discuss barriers that first generation students to college face. We're also going to talk about self-advocacy by building connections. And lastly, we're going to complete a post-test. Before we begin, I'd like you to take a brief pre-test by clicking on the link here. It's confidential and private. Please take your time. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Alright, so who are first generation students? Let's briefly just take a moment to either write or think about different characteristics that define who first generation students are. Who are first generation students? Their parent has either a high school degree or less equivalent, the highest degree that they have. They can come from any socioeconomic status, but majority usually come from low income backgrounds. And most importantly, they're the first in the family to attend college. It's also important to note that the students whose parents have no college experience are less likely to go to college or even a 4-year college than the rest of their peers. Additionally, first generation students are less likely to attend college, less likely to persist to their degree, and evidently, as research has it, the first year is really crucial. So on the next slide, we're going to continue discussing about the barriers that first generation students face. What barriers do first generation students face? First generation students are underrepresented on college campuses. They're less likely to attend an institution away from home. And research has it that they're more concerned with college costs. Evidently, they're more likely to select a college close to home and live at home while attending college. And most importantly, first generation students are less likely to complete college and attain their degree. As first generation students, self-advocating for yourself is very important. We're going to start off by talking through this list on the slide and have you build your connections. So, many students who do aspire to attend college are generally and greatly affected by the amount of encouragement and support they receive from people in their lives. These people are people that you are able to trust and rely on for anything. So, we're going to start off by having you introduce yourself to your school counselor and start building a rapport with your counselor. Then I want you to make a list of teachers, school staff, and family members that not only includes their names, but also their email addresses. These are resources that you are able to rely on and reach out whenever you have any questions. So along the way, please note your questions that you may have regarding the college process. With these questions that you have along the way, I suggest that you make an appointment to discuss them as well as your goals with your school counselor. I want you to remember that this list that you're creating, everybody wants you to succeed no matter what. And most importantly, I want you to remember that your school counselor has many resources available. So it's important that you discuss your goals and your questions with your school counselor, and they'll point you in the right direction. and help you along the way. Be an advocate for yourself. In our next session, session 2, we'll be discussing financial aid. We'll be discussing the financial terms and resources, as well as FAFSA, facts. Stay tuned for session 2. On the next slide is the PostTest. Thank you for listening to this presentation. Now, please take the PostTest by clicking on the word here. It should only take a few minutes. And remember that this is confidential and private. And I would also suggest that you go on to the next slide where there are other resources available for you. Thanks again.